Lie to Me. Episode 10. No Signs of Deception. This story is based on a real patrol call in a Midwestern city of roughly 150,000 people. Names, locations, and identifying details have been changed to protect the privacy of everyone involved. This series examines behavior, contradictions, and deception encountered during everyday patrol work. I'm a patrol officer, and this is Lie to Me. This was one of the calls that bothered me afterward. Not because the suspect got away. She didn't. Not because we failed to solve the case. We solved it pretty quickly. It bothered me because when I first spoke to her, I didn't see any deception at all. And in hindsight, I missed things I should not have missed. Quick channel note. Before we get into this one, if you enjoy real patrol stories and behavioral analysis like this, take a second to like the video and subscribe. And if you've ever been completely convinced someone was telling the truth, only to later realize they weren't, tell me about it in the comments. The call. My partner and I were dispatched on a report of shots fired near a gas station close to a local college. The initial information was that a woman had fired a handgun during an argument involving a vehicle. When we arrived, officers began checking the area for shell casings and speaking with witnesses. One witness, an older woman sitting near the intersection, told us she had seen a blonde white female in a crop top and gray shorts firing shots near a red Chevrolet Malibu. She couldn't tell us exactly how many shots had been fired, but she was certain about the woman. Searching the area, my partner and I began checking nearby streets. A short time later, we saw a young woman walking along the roadway who matched the witness description almost perfectly. We'll call her Megan. She was blonde, white, wearing gray shorts, and matched the clothing description exactly. What stood out immediately was how calm she was. She didn't run, panic, avoid us, or act nervous when we approached her. She spoke to us normally, completely normally. Lie indicator number 1. False calm. One of the dangers in deception detection is expecting deception to look deceptive. People often assume liars will avoid eye contact, fidget, act nervous, stumble over words. But experienced liars or calm people under stress often do none of those things. Megan looked relaxed, and because of that, I initially underestimated her. The search and the mistake. This is my second year as an officer. And I'll admit something here that I don't particularly enjoy admitting. I made a mistake. When we initially stopped Megan, I did conduct a pat-down. She was wearing skin-tight clothing, and I checked her waistband in the areas where a weapon would have been obvious on her person. But what I failed to fully account for was the purse, and that mattered, because the gun was not on her waistband. It was in her purse. Part of the reason we were initially willing to let her go was that the original information involved a suspect associated with a red Chevrolet Malibu. The expectation was that if we found her, she would likely be in or near that vehicle. Instead, we found a woman matching the physical description several streets away, walking alone, not near the car at all. That made the situation feel less certain in the moment. She matched the description. But she didn't match the expected circumstances, and that gap affected how we evaluated her. Then another crew urgently advised over the radio, do not let her leave. At that point, officers detained her more securely. When her purse was searched, officers located a firearm inside. That changed everything instantly. The interview. Once detained, Megan was advised of her Miranda rights. Initially, she denied involvement. But even then, there still weren't many obvious deception indicators. She didn't become emotional, deflect aggressively, attack officers, over-explain. She simply denied knowledge of the incident. Calmly, directly. Lie indicator number 2. Straightforward falsehood. Some liars don't evade. Some liars don't embellish. Some liars simply say something untrue in a completely straightforward manner. Those can be the hardest lies to detect, because they don't feel like lies. the story changes. After further questioning, Megan eventually admitted what had happened. She explained she had been arguing with her boyfriend over the red Chevrolet Malibu. According to her, the car was registered in her name. She had purchased it for both of them. And he was refusing to continue helping make payments. So she shot the tires, not him. The tires. She said she fired the shots to prevent him from leaving with the vehicle. She also stated he was not inside the car when she fired. The video during the investigation, officers obtained video from the area. The footage showed Megan standing in the roadway holding a firearm immediately after the shots were fired. It also showed her walking away still carrying the gun. The actual shooting itself was not captured. But by that point, we had the witness statement, Megan's admission, and the video placing her there with the firearm. That was enough. Mid-episode question. What do you think is harder to detect, a nervous liar or a calm liar? Let me know in the comments. The bigger lesson. This call taught me something important. Not all deception comes with obvious indicators. Sometimes the most dangerous lies are delivered calmly, confidently, and without emotional leakage. But the bigger lesson for me was not just about deception. It was about thoroughness. A pat-down that misses the object most likely to contain the weapon is not thorough enough. An investigation that moves on too quickly because the circumstances don't match expectations is not complete enough. In the heat of the moment, those decisions are harder than they sound. There is pressure. There is uncertainty. There are other officers talking, radio traffic coming in, witnesses giving partial information, and a suspect standing in front of you who does not look or act the way you expected. But those are exactly the moments when thoroughness matters most. The arrest. My partner and I transported Megan to jail without incident. She remained calm throughout the process. Honestly, she was probably calmer than many innocent people I've encountered on completely unrelated calls. And that's exactly why this incident stayed with me. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to identify deception is assuming they can rely entirely on instinct. You can't. Behavior matters, but evidence matters more. And officers' safety matters before all of it. This call reminded me that a calm suspect can still be armed, a cooperative suspect can still be lying, and a person who doesn't look like they belong to the call may still be the person you're looking for. A complete investigation means slowing down enough to check the obvious things: the person, the waistband, the pockets, the bags, the vehicle, the timeline, and the assumptions you brought with you. That's the lesson I took from this call. Not that I failed completely, but that I moved too quickly. And in police work, moving too quickly can get people hurt. If you want more real patrol stories like this, where we break down deception, behavior, and what officers actually see on the street, make sure to subscribe to the channel. More episodes of Lie to Me are coming.